Billy wrote in saying, hey, do you guys eat food that's past its expiration date if it still smells and looks fine? I have some pretty specific thoughts on this. Milk is an interesting one. And I think there's also confusion between the best by and sell by dates. A lot of people don't seem to understand that concept. If you open something up that has a best by date that might be months away, once it's open, it might only last a week. And I think I have friends who seem to still not understand this, even though they're in their late 20s or early 30s, which is interesting. I will just make it a case by case decision. When it comes to something like meat, which I really don't eat much of, I will basically try to buy it, cook it, and eat it within a few days. Obviously, if I've made chicken for the week, I'm fine 5 or 6 days later eating the chicken if it's been properly refrigerated, and that's not so much an expiration date. When it comes to canned food, I never have really experimented with expired canned food because mostly I buy things that I'm going to use pretty soon, black beans or whatever. So I would probably, although I know that there's a whole industry around expiration and it applies also to big pharma and pharmaceuticals and expiration dates on things like Advil, which are probably good for a very, very long time past their expiration date. I probably wouldn't tempt fate by going too far beyond the expiration date.
Yeah, I have a zero tolerance policy when it comes to eating and drinking foods that are past their expiration date.
Really?
Even if it's maybe a couple days before, I'll just throw it away.
What about dry pasta?
Yeah, pasta. I mean, that should be fine. But I'm thinking more about things that you refrigerate.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'll give it the smell test. And if it doesn't pass the smell test, I'm certainly not going to eat it.
For me, the thing is, most of the foods where I make a call about whether I need to throw it out instead of eating it, and I hate throwing food out, they aren't the foods that have an expiration date printed on them. It's things like fruits, vegetables, meat, and dairy, some of which has expiration dates. And the smell test is really the thing. And I've had milk that after 3 days, I smell it and it's not good and I get rid of it. And I've had milk that, for example, when I went to London at the end of the year, I had opened milk on the, let's see, I left on the 20th. I think I had opened milk on the 22nd. I got back on the 30th, and on the 31st, I opened the milk and it smelled fine and I drank the milk and it was no big deal. Even though normally you'd say milk open for 9 days or something like that. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think it's reaching the end of its lifespan there. But now that you've brought up fruits, I think that's one of my exceptions because if a fruit is quite bruised, I think that kind of adds to the flavor. And I won't eat a banana until it's quite brown, until the whole banana has brown spots on it.
You savage.
And if it's even so brown, I'll just blend it up.
Vegan Pat destroying rotten bananas. Wow, that is the headline that we're going to be seeing, I think, on Reddit tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, 10 bananas at a time sometimes in those movies.
You went from when you were not vegan, Pat told me he used to eat 5 eggs a day. Now he's at up to 5 bananas a day.
You got to replace it, and it was yellow. I mean, it was pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, no, it made perfect sense. Okay, send me your thoughts about expiration dates on food.